his loneliness was his strategy. That's the paradox of modern dating that nobody tells you about. We long for connection, yet we design our own isolation. We swipe endlessly, but we've forgotten how to be found. Look at the numbers. 70 million people on dating apps. 70 million. And the loneliest generation in recorded history. Something doesn't add up. The tools that promise to solve the problem have become the problem. But here, even more sinister. Most people don't even realize they read the architects of their own romantic extinction. There's a pattern, a predictable one. You meet someone. The chemistry is there. The conversations flow like water. Then suddenly, without warning, it collapses. And you're left wondering what you did wrong. You replay every message, every word, every moment. You search for the crack in the foundation, but you're looking in the wrong place. The collapse didn't begin when they pulled away. It began the moment you tried to be perfect. Think about it. Really think about it. Every successful relationship in human history has been built on a single, unforgiving principle: vulnerability as currency. Not the performative kind. Not the "I'm dumping my trauma on the first date" kind. Real vulnerability, the kind where your hands shake. The kind that requires you to show up as the messy, incomplete, contradictory person you actually are. But we don't do that anymore. We curate, we optimize. We present the highlight reel and wonder why nobody stays for the documentary. Has it always been this broken? No. Something has shifted. Dating became transactional. A marketplace where people became products. Where attention became a commodity. Where the goal was no longer connection, but validation. Swipe right, match. Message, ghost. Repeat a digital assembly line producing nothing but emotional whiplash. The mythology tells us it's about finding the one. The reality: most people are running from themselves so fast they would unrecognize the right one, even if they showed up with a neon sign. You can't build intimacy when you're fleeing from your own inner life. Here's the forensic evidence. Look at the pattern. A person meets someone, gets excited, starts imagining a future. Then panic sets in. Not because the other person did something wrong, but because closeness demands authenticity. And authenticity demands that you stop performing, stop controlling, stop pretending you have it all together. So what do? They sabotage. They create distance. They pick fights over nothing. They ghost. They breadcrumb. They need space. All sophisticated defense mechanisms protecting them from the terrifying possibility that someone might actually see them. The real them, the one they're not sure is lovable. This is where most dating advice goes catastrophically wrong. They tell you to play games. Wait 3 days to text. Don't seem too interested. Create mystery. Be a challenge. Strategic manipulation disguised as wisdom. And people follow it religiously, then act shocked when their relationships feel hollow. You can't manipulate someone into loving you. That's not how the human heart works. That's not how trust works. That's not how anything worth having has ever worked. The only way to date successfully is to become undeniably yourself. Not the sanitized version. Not the Instagram version. The version that's anxious and hopeful and damaged and trying. The version that doesn't have all the answers. The version that's still trying to figure it all out. But that requires something most people aren't willing to do. It requires you to look in the mirror and confront what you find there. The wounds you're carrying. The patterns you keep repeating. The way you sabotage your own happiness because part of you doesn't believe you deserve it. Was it calculated? The way we've designed a dating culture that rewards superficiality and punishes depth? Maybe not. But the result is the same. A generation that performs connection while starving for it. That swipes through faces while forgetting how to see souls. Here's what the data shows. The strongest predictor of relationship success isn't compatibility. It's not physical attraction. It's not shared interests. It's emotional availability. The ability to be present, to be seen, to let someone behind the carefully constructed walls. And emotional availability can't be faked. It can't be performed. It requires the inner work most people are desperately trying to avoid. It requires you to stop numbing out. Stop running. Stop filling every moment with distraction so you don't have to feel what you actually feel. The subjects who succeed at dating aren't the most attractive. They're not the most charming. They're the ones who've done the work. The ones who've sat with their own darkness. The ones who've learned to be alone without being lonely. The ones who've built a life they actually like before trying to share it with someone else. That's the part nobody wants to hear. You don't find the right person when you're desperately searching for someone to complete you. You find them when you're already whole. When you've stopped using relationships as emergency exits from your own life. When you can offer partnership instead of needing rescue. But modern dating culture has completely inverted this. It tells you to hustle, optimize your profile, craft the perfect opening line, learn the right techniques. As if love were a code you could crack with enough strategy, it's not. Love is what happens when two people brave enough to be vulnerable find each other in the wilderness of human connection. Not the filtered version, not the rehearsed version. The raw, undefended, here's who I really am version, and that's scary. So most people don't do it. They stay on the surface. They keep their options open. They protect themselves from the risk of being hurt by never being fully present. Then they wonder why every relationship feels empty. The downfall isn't dramatic. It's quiet. It's the slow realization that you've spent years collecting matches instead of building something real. That you've optimized yourself out of genuine connection. That the very strategies you thought would help you win guaranteed you'd lose. So what's the alternative? Stop performing. Stop strategizing. Stop treating dating like a game you need to win. Show up honestly. Show up available. Show up as the beautifully flawed person you are, and trust that the right person will see that as the treasure it is. Will you get hurt? Probably. Will you face rejection? Definitely. But you'll also have a chance at something real, something that actually matters, something that doesn't require you to keep your guard up every moment. The philosophical twist. Maybe the dating crisis isn't about the apps at all. Maybe it's a mirror, a reflection of a culture that's forgotten how to be vulnerable, how to be present, how to value depth over performance. We've built systems that optimize for everything except what actually creates lasting connection. And now we're drowning in options while starving for meaning. His loneliness was his strategy, and it destroyed him. Just like it destroys everyone who mistakes control for connection. The only way to date successfully is to risk being fully seen. Everything else is just sophisticated avoidance.